Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. In this video, we'll discuss the second problem of Leetcode Weekly Contest 300. It's a medium level problem. The problem name is Spiral Matrix 4. So it says that we are given two integers m and n, which represents the dimensions of a matrix. We are also given the head of a linked list, which it's an integer linked list. Okay, so generate an m cross n matrix that contains the integer in the linked list presented in spiral order, clockwise, so starting from the top left of the matrix. Now if there are remaining empty spaces, fill them with -1, so return the generated matrix. So let's look into the example. It's a 3 cross 5 matrix, 3 rows 5 columns, and then the linked list is 3 0 2 6 8 and so on. So see we have started reversing. So it's 3 0 2 6 8, then we move down 1 7 and so on. And when all the elements are exhausted, all the elements of the linked list are exhausted, we just put -1 in the remaining boxes. Okay, let's come to the second example. So it's 1 cross 4 matrix, and then the elements are 0 1 2, so that means the last box remains. So all you need to do, you need to put -1. Nothing fancy here. It's very much similar to the other spiral matrix problems that probably you would have seen, but still I'll just explain how we generally approach this type of problem. So yeah, so suppose this is a matrix. Suppose this is a matrix, right? Yeah, let's make one more row. So this is a matrix, and these are the bounds of the rows. You know what can be minimum row? Like the row, the indices of the row will lie between 0 to m minus 1, because it says m cross n, that's why. And the indices of columns will lie from 0 to n minus 1, right? Now when we want to traverse in spiral order, one thing to observe is that, so we start from the first row, we start from this position, we go till here, right? So here the row number is same, the column index is changing, right? The column index is increasing, right? Now as soon as we reach the last column of this row, we start moving downward, right? So now here what is happening, the column number is same and the row number is decreasing, right? Here the row was same, column was increasing. Now the column is same, row is decreasing. Now when we reach here, we start moving left. So when we start moving left, here again row number is same and the column number is decreasing, it's minus, right? Now again when we reach here, we start moving upwards. So again, now the column number is same, the row number starts decreasing, right? Row number starts decreasing. So now we will not move till here because this element is already covered. Now again we will repeat the same process, this. So this is the direction. So that means in the first iteration, so each iteration has 4 steps, moving in this direction, this direction, this direction, and this direction, right? These are the 4 steps. Now what this says is that basically the first one is you move in this direction. So here what is happening, row is same, column plus. Now when you move in down direction, here column is same, row plus then we move in backward direction. So again row is same, column minus. Now when we move in up direction, so here column is same and row minus, right? So basic implementation, just you observe it once and just you need to write the code, right? So let's come to the code part. Yeah, so what I've done, I've instantiated an answer array, a 2D matrix that I need to return, and then we have filled all the elements with -1. Now this is just so that you fill all the elements by -1 and just start traversing the list, so all the remaining elements will already be -1. So that's the trick I've used here. And then on line number 18, 19, 20, 21, we can see that as I explained in the diagram, so we can have a minimum and the min and max bound for both row and columns, right? So row can vary from 0 to m minus 1, column can vary from 0 to n minus 1. So that's why min row is 0, max row is -1, min row is 0, min column is 0, min column is n minus 1, right? Now we start traversing it on line number 22. So while we have an element in the linked list, we do this. Now as I explained you, each step or one complete step in this type of problem is basically comprised of four steps, right? Moving right, down, left and up, right? So that is represented by the four loops. So what we do, we start moving on the right side. So there we saw that the row will remain same, the column will increase. So that is why we have iterated from current minimum column to current maximum column, right? And I have added a condition where while head is not equal to null. Reason being, we need to have elements to put that into the matrix. If the linked list is exhausted, don't do anything, right? So that's the reason. So now answer of on line number 24, answer of current min row I equals to head dot value. That means the row is same, column is increasing. So once we are done with all the columns of this row, what we do now, we have exhausted that row, right? Current minimum row is exhausted, 0th row is exhausted. So now we need to move to the first row, right? Our search space has reduced, so we increment current min row plus plus. That's the reason. Okay, now what we do, we move down. So we start from now the column will remain same, that is the last column. So again we start from min row to max row, and we traverse all the elements in the last column. And once we are done with it, we decrement the max column, because we have exhausted all the elements of the last column. Now again our sample space has search space has reduced, right? So that's why we'll move to the left side now. So max column is minus minus. Now again we do it for max column, the third loop, and then finally the max row will decrement, because initially the max row was m minus 1. Now it will become m minus 2, will decrement, because the last row has already been exhausted. You don't need to traverse it next time, right? And finally the last iteration, we move up, and finally we increment the min column, so that we don't traverse it again. So as explained, all the four steps are complete, moving right, down, left and up. So we keep on doing this till head is not equal to null, because if head equals to null, that means we have exhausted all the values, and then we will basically just return the answer in this case. Okay, so yeah, that's the implementation of this problem. So all the spiral related problems mostly are solved using this thing only. You can add some extra conditions based on the specifics mentioned in the question, but generally this is the approach. I would say 80-90% of the code will be common, and that you write in part of four loops, right? So yeah, that's it for this video. Please do subscribe to the channel, do like the video, and if you have any queries, please do post that into the comments. I'll try to answer each one of them. And yeah, do take care, and yeah, see you again. Bye bye.